Austin in the distance. We are heading to LBJ Library. Catherine's taking us there.
In 5.4 miles, take the exit onto Windsor Road.
Okay. We'll be almost there. Well, 7 miles. Downtown Austin. Alright, tell me where we're heading.
I don't know. I was trying to...
Lyndon B. Johnson School of Public Affairs.
What does it say over here?
Hey, remember where we're parked now.
Yeah, good idea.
Briscoe Center. And there it is, Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Yep.
Where do we start? Over here? Straight in here? Oh, we go this way.
Visitor services, there's some more information about the museum.
Still have phone booths. Out of order. That one might work.
Here you are on 3.
Okay.
So you have access to 3, 4, and 10.
Okay.
This third floor talks about the president's whole life, birth through passing,
Nice.
and also has our wonderful Lady Bird Johnson exhibit in our special exhibit area.
Okay.
So you are here. I have an introductory film. It's a wonderful film, and it's a good place to start. And it's right behind the volunteer desk here. And it's a wonderful introductory film.
Okay.
All of our films are...
He made one of the most meaningful speeches in any American president and made in modern time.
There's no president since Abraham Lincoln that comes close to the achievements of LBJ on civil rights.
What he does changes the face of America forever. It is a social revolution that we'll never go back on.
He opened up the political process. He made real the essence of our democratic idea.
Treatment was physical.
You knew when Lyndon started breathing in your mouth that you were finished.
But much more importantly was the mental part of the treatment.
They used to say people are moved by love and fear, and the trick is to put the right combination together.
Continuing to do everything we could to pacify areas, it wasn't working.
I said, well, I don't know, I may not run. And I said, you have to run. You're only one of the politicians who can get things achieved. And he said, you've got it exactly backwards. I'm the only one who can. I've asked too much of Congress. We're like an old man and woman. We've asked
the nomination of my party for another term as your president.
Johnson thought that pulling out of the presidential race in 1968 would allow him to devote all of his time and energy to trying to get peace in Vietnam.
Lyndon Johnson was giving his political life, which for someone like Lyndon Johnson was really life itself.
In the spring of 1941, a campaign billboard that was present all over the state of Texas. You remember the famous picture it came on, like shaking hands with Roosevelt in the middle of the city already was taken out. Now here he is, shaking hands with Carol Teach. He's about to begin campaigning by car all over the state with Carol Teach to drive him and Herbert Henderson to go along to help him write speeches. It is a little thing that Lyndon flew all over Texas, and he was just there on a trip to the back, as I recall, and he
Married in 34, and the first daughter was born in 44.
Huh. Man. It's Mother's Brothers.
And they apologized. You won't find that nowadays. I'm surprised. You'd think from
1968.
Texas you'd be for guns.
You wouldn't think so. And we have the phone booth. Well, not phone
that must
booths,
be
but-
some of his recordings.
Hmm?
That must be some of the $700
Yeah, just listening
of
on their recordings. So many caricatures. It looks real there. Office of the Grandpa. Dog up by the ears. And the elephants.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very happy day here at the White House. We're glad you're present to join in these festivities with us and to share this pleasure. For some years, the ideal of our country's policy has been that politics would stop at the water's edge. Not always sure just which edge of what water, but it's a very fine sentiment to believe in. And I hope it's an idea that Americans will always practice as well as preach. I was thinking about a story that occurred down in my own hills of Texas when one of our elder statesmen found difficulty in his hearing, and he went to the doctor, and the doctor examined him carefully and said, well, how much are you drinking these days? And he said, well, he drank about a pint a day. And he said, well, if you want to improve your hearing, you're going to have to cut out your drinking. And about 90 days later, the fellow went back to doctor, and the doctor examined him again. His hearing hadn't improved a bit. And he said, well, now, have you cut out your drinking? And he said, no. Well, he said, I can't do anything for you if you won't follow my advice, take my prescription. He said, didn't I tell you when you were here that you should cut out your drinking if you wanted to improve your hearing? He said, yes. Well, he said, why didn't you do it? Well, he said, doctor, said, I got home and I considered it. And I just decided that I like what I drank so much better than what I heard.
He's 64.
He was 64 when he
Yeah.
died? Man, that's terrible.
It's sad, yeah. About 4 or 5 years after he left office.
Yeah. Terrible. Let's go upstairs.
There was a picture over there
Look at
where they
this. Huh?
were carrying his casket up these stairs.
That's the National Archives up here.
Yeah.
Where he's got all his classified documents,
Yeah.
supposedly. And these are different presidents. Roosevelt, Truman, with him standing there with them. Eisenhower, Kennedy, and then by himself.
Circle back around.
Is this the top floor, babe?
This
No, it's
number
not
4.
Okay. Because this is one big room here.
Yes, it is. Huh.
Presidents and first ladies.
They haven't gone past Bush, though. So we
No.
still have Obama and Trump. They're going to have to build more of these things and move them.
I guess. So we'll start with Bush. And Clinton. And of course Hillary. George H.W. And then, well, we've been to all of these, just about all these presidential libraries, haven't we? Ford.
A few of them, yeah.
We haven't done Nixon. He's in California. We
He's
haven't
in
done him.
California, yeah. Well, we haven't done Reagan either. He's in California, too.
Yeah, the California one was kind of skipped. But we did do,
Man, so she lived 34 years after he did.
yeah,
That's a long time.
we did do JFK in Boston. What a tragedy. Eisenhower, we haven't done him yet. Where's he? Is in Kansas? Mamie was kind of homely, wasn't she?
You're bad.
Truman. And we did do Roosevelt.
No, he's in
But-
New York.
You can see why he had that mistress in Aiken.
That's terrible.
That's not terrible. It's honest truth. He died with her in Warm Springs,
Well,
Georgia.
you can't see why.
Well, you could understand why. And Herbert Hoover, there's old Lou. Calvin. All right. Actually, Grace was not too bad. Warren Harding.
Man, she was older than him.
Really?
When they lived a
5
year
years
longer.
older, eh? Woodrow. He had 2 wives there. How about that? That's the only one here, Ellen and Edith. Huh.
Wait a second.
Wait a second. She lived until 1961.
She must have been a baby. Well, no, only 16 years older.
Woodrow.
Or younger than me.
Yeah.
Oh.
And William Howard. Now he was a bulldog. Ellen looked fairly nice.
Yeah.
And here's Teddy Roosevelt, our hero, because of all the national parks. And Edith. He was what, second or third cousin of Franklin?
so.
Well, this is as far down as we go to Benjamin Harrison.
Well, I think they're down on the other
I
side.
don't know, they'll need to continue more.
Oh,
And the different
this is the
signatures,
thing with the signatures.
they get worse, progressively worse.
Who's doesn't, huh? Oh, these are different. I mean, 'cause that's
A sculpture garden. We still got to finish up.
1969.
He's saying go this way, babe. Where are the sculptures? One sculpture?
There's
the rock?
3.
3?
1, 2, 3.
Man, it's nice out here.
Beautiful.
Hey, they found this rock in the desert.
Still wet.
It looks wet. Man.
Costa Rica. All right.
That was a gift from the president of Costa Rica. And what is this? FDR? Man, it's nice outside.
Yes, it is. It's beautiful.
Look how tall this thing is.
School of Music.
Okay, now we could continue with our presidents and their first ladies. Hey, I think I just filmed these till I come across a striking pose. Look at Chester. He's got that mustache, doesn't
Who's
he?
the one that Bill O'Reilly says is the worst president? I can't think which one that was. Cleveland? Oh, it was right before the Civil War.
Before the Civil War. James Buchanan.
Oh, Buchanan.
Yeah. Andrew Johnson. He had a real pristine. Too bad Mary went crazy towards the end.
Yeah.
There's James Buchanan.
There he is.
He did nothing but sit there.
And let the Civil War happen, huh?
Yep. And it was his niece, Harriet Lane. Buchanan, I think, supposedly was a little weird. I won't use the other word.
Oh, he didn't.
He was a little bit on the gay side.
Oh.
Never got married. Let the Civil War didn't try to ameliorate the tensions, and which led to the Civil War. Millard, there's old Millard. And Zachary, he's quite the imposing character, and he has a quite stern-looking boss there, Margaret. Man, look at this. John Tyler, Tippecanoe and Tyler too. Was that his slogan? Well, he had 2.
No, yeah, the second wife was 30 years younger.
No. Yeah, she was looking to climb up the social ladder.
You don't know that.
Yeah, but look at him now.
Angelica.
Andrew Jackson. Now he looks like a hawk right there, doesn't he? Like an
Yeah, he
eagle.
does.
Where he's got his hair.
Yeah, and that pointy chin.
Yep. He meant business.
Oh, another niece.
Another niece, Jackson's niece, for sure. Oh, wow. Louisa. John Quincy. Monroe. Liz Monroe. Dolly Madison. Don't they make some kind of cake after her?
I think so.
Getting on down to the very beginning.
A daughter.
Jefferson's daughter. Well,
Did he never marry?
I don't think so. He had some illegitimates with his slave / paramour that he took to France with him, you remember?
Right.
And it was a big scandal, but they kept it kind of quiet because the media was on his side. Back in the day. Abigail. And here's the father of our country, George and
She's
Martha.
a year older.
Well,
wow.
Most powerful office.
Okay.
Man.
It all began so easy. After a drizzle this morning, sun came out, bright and clear. We're going in steady. In the lead car, President and Mrs. Kennedy, John and the children all smiling, people waving from windows. Suddenly, there was a sharp, loud shot. I can tell them which way.
Office of the President of the United States, and will, to the best of my ability, serve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. So help me God.
Back of the bus. Actually got the bus seats here. That looks familiar.
Hard. Johnson had been on their side for years.
When he taught those Mexican-American kids in Cotulla, Texas, he saw the poverty in their eyes. He saw what discrimination was doing to them.
Johnson's relationship to the Mexican-American community in Texas was a very personal one.
And he knew how important it was to give them an opportunity.
But in Congress, Johnson's voting record suggested otherwise.
He had voted consistently in the past with his fellow segregationists from the South until '57.
No one had ever succeeded in getting a civil rights bill through the Senate. Johnson said
and demanding the passage of new voting rights legislation.
Johnson understood that there were those moments when you have to act immediately to mobilize that public sentiment and get Congress to act.
It is wrong. It is wrong to deny any of your fellow Americans vote in this country. But it's not just Negroes, but really it's all of us who must overcome the crippling legacy of bigotry and injustice. And we shall overcome.
All these little telephones are actual talks of President Johnson entertaining it, babe.
On poverty in America.
3 communist PT boats attacked an American destroyer off the coast of Vietnam yesterday, and today President Johnson's response was hard and tough.
Sputnik.
Vote for President Johnson on November 3rd. The stakes are too high for you to stay home.
The moon.
Wow. Only 14 nations were communist of 124,
Yeah.
but 33% of the people.
Man.
That's something.
Our sense of exploration symbolized most recently by the wonderful flight of the Apollo 8 in which all Americans took great pride.
It served American business, it served American prestige abroad, it served the national psyche, so to speak, and it was something he was very much committed to.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at the painting and I was expecting just an inanimate object.
She didn't expect you. Man.
Introduction of the Oval Office, used by the President of the United States in the White House. The Oval Office itself is located in the west wing of the Executive Mansion. Built in 1902, it has been occupied by every president since Theodore Roosevelt. The way you see the office here is the way it looked during the administration of Lyndon Baines Johnson, except for one detail. This is 1/8 smaller than the real Oval Office. The desk is the one Mr. Johnson worked at from the time he served in the United States Senate and through the White House years.
That's original.
It generally appeared this way, with considerable material stacked and waiting for his attention. Items tabbed with red were urgent. Many laws of the Great Society were signed here. The remote control units on the desk and on the small table beside the rocking chair would activate the 3-screen TV console. The President would watch the news on 3 networks, selecting the audio he preferred. The rocking chair was President Johnson's, as was the marble-top table, specially designed with a call directory telephone mounted in the drawer.
Look at that table.
Panel of buttons gave him instant communication with members of his staff. The television console and the teletype machine next to it are reproductions of the ones used in the office.
Look at the table with the
The
special
service
flowers.
flags were gifts from the armed forces to the commander-in-chief. In late October 1968, less than 3 months before he left the White House, the 36th President of the United States reflected on the Oval Office as it looks to the man who works here.
No president ever came to this office on a platform of doing what was wrong. But every man who's ever occupied this office or sat at this desk or reclined in this chair has been dedicated to doing what he believed was for the best interest of the people of this country. I'm utterly convinced that when any man takes the oath of office as president, he is determined to do what is right as God gives him the wisdom to know the right. Most people come into the office with great dreams, and they leave it with many satisfactions and some disappointments, and always some of their dreams have not come true. And I'm no exception. But I'm so grateful and so proud that I've had my chance. And as to how successful we've been in doing the greatest good for the greatest number, the people themselves and their posterity must ultimately decide.
To the west is the capital.
And outside really looks something.
A building daddy.
Despite having the living quarters filled with family meals, squealing grandchildren, and friendly faces, it was impossible to escape the chaos outside the White House gates.
Civil rights marchers had marched right into the building with the tourists, had taken up their seats on the ground floor, and had refused to budge, a sit-in in the White House.
You'd have the protesters marching outside my window saying, "Hey, hey, LBJ, how many kids did you kill today?" You know, it was very, very difficult because I would think, you know, my husband is over there. And I knew how hard Daddy was trying to end the war.
The Johnson family's time in the White House was a balance of truly personal experiences and public responsibility, and it would stay with them forever.
By an accident of birth, I'd gotten a chance to be an eyewitness to history. What a privilege that was.
I admit quite cheerfully that I shall miss very much fresh flowers. right sharp conversation.
Put it that way, but you can tell.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Weighs only 5,100 pounds.
That's
pretty
exactly
light.
right.
Babe, guess how much that weighs?
20,000.
20,000?
Yeah.
Guess again.
30?
Guess our Jeep.
Huh?
Guess our Jeep.
4. Is that it?
5,100 pounds. I can't believe it was so light.
Oh my gosh.
That's, I mean, it looks like it would weigh 20,000 pounds, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't even, I could have, well, the other one was 10,000.
As always, they exit you through the store. All the way with LBJ. Hey, it goes on to the back, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does.
All right. Looks like a standard store.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't have room for stuff, huh?
All right. Well, London, I enjoyed your museum.
Yep.
It was quite a, you know,
it was a very good
quite
library.
pleasant
Yeah.
compared to all the other ones we've been to. I was surprised.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's beautiful out.
Yes, it is. Back to the big city of Austin, Texas. I don't know where my guide's taking me now to eat some
Oh, we forgot to ask.
ice cream.
Well, were we going to get an appetizer, or do you just want to do ice cream?
All right, we just parked in the big parking garage. Catherine wants to go eat some artificial ice cream. Vegan ice cream. Downtown.
It's
Downtown Austin. At Lick's Honest Ice Cream. There's Alamo Cinema. Oh, you gotta take a right? All right. Ice cream. What we got? Huh. Lick, y'all. All right. I don't know. This is crazy. Let me see what we got here. She wants vegan.
You have the coconut milk?
Change your plans. We go into Marty's too to eat some real food, and then we're coming back for dessert.
We just can't overeat.
Right. Okay, Marty's Tex-Mex. That's where we're heading. I don't care. Wherever you want to eat.
Nice
That's good. Pretty good. So you're getting 2 scoop with a waffle cone.
I'm gonna be sorry.
Well, you pick out my flavors for me, babe.
I'm not picking your flavors.
Why not? Goat cheese, thyme, and honey. We got olive oil and sea salt. Is that good? Goat cheese?
I don't like goat cheese, so.
I don't either.
But it's your best seller, right?
It's gonna be that one, goat cheese pepperoni.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be that one, then it's gonna be the caramel salt lick, then I would say it's pretty much tied between milk and chocolate. Okay. You just tap right there. So that's gonna be all up to you.
Picture of your ice cream. That's good.